Pranam, Jai Jinendra. We're going to talk about the sutra called Pukkhara-Vara-Divaddhe now. This is all about knowledge. Srut, the right knowledge. By the right knowledge, it means that knowledge that leads one towards goodness, towards understanding any situation and not being perturbed by anything. We had the video about Diwali on the other channel, the general channel for everyone. And in there, it talks about Mahāvir Bhagawān, and it represents Diwali with the Diva, that light of the knowledge that Mahāvir Bhagawān left. Now, in this sutra, we say not just Mahāvir Bhagawān, but the knowledge of all the forward bearers, all the Tirthankaras from all the 2.5 worlds. So, Pukkhara-Vara-Divaddhe, Pukkara-Vara-Divaddhe, or 2.5 worlds. Pukkhara-Vara-Divaddhe, dhäyai-sande jambu-dive, bharaheravaya-videhe, dhammäi-gare namamsämi. Pukkharavara dhäyai-sande jambu-dive, bharaheravaya-videhe, Bharat, Airavat and Mahavidya. So this is going into Jain geography and all the different places where those who have propagated and founded or restarted this tradition of Shrut, of that knowledge, and shown this path to the world, i.e. the Tirthankaras, I bow down to all of them. And all the enlightened beings have shown this, yeah? Pukkhara-Vara-Divaddhe dhäyai-sande jambu-dive, bharaheravaya-videhe, dhammäi-gare namamsämi. Tamamtimira-padala-viddham. Timir is darkness. Knowledge is that which removes the darkness of ignorance. As one has a blindfold on one's eyes, one bumps into things, one knocks oneself, one gets hurt, gets pain everywhere. But as soon as that blindfold is removed, one stops banging into things. In the same way, all sin, all pap, all mistakes are believed not because the person might be inherently bad or whatever, but because of that lack of that knowledge and the darkness of ignorance. One keeps making mistakes in life, banging into things. But tama-timira-padala-viddham-sanassa sura-gana-narindamahiassa. Once that blindfold is removed, a pure light is shown. Tama-timira-padala-viddham-sanassa sura-gana-narindamahiassa. Simädharassa vande papphodia-moha-jälassa. Sanassa-sura-gana-narindamahiassa. Simädharassa vande. Simädharas. So I bow down to those who have shown this path. So the Tirthankaras, the grandparents. Again, it shows the diagram, and I'll show in a bit in a lit, shows a wonderful illustration of this, which will make it a bit clearer. Moha-jälassa. Moha is illusion, the mist. The knowledge is that which removes the mist, the wavy vision of illusion, and destroys that. Papphodia-moha-jälassa, it destroys sin and delusion. Jäi-jarä-marana-soga-panäsanassa. Jäi-jarä-marana-soga-panäsanassa. Whether it be birth, be old age, be death, be any situation that could make one either elated or unhappy, or for example a relative passes away or you're near your deathbed, but that philosophical knowledge, like death, what is that? That's like changing my clothes at night, go from here to another place. What's the reason to be so upset? And it gives that grounding, that philosophical grounding, that in any situation in life, one loses one's job, one loses this money, but is able to philosophically understand that. And anxiety, depression, stress-related illnesses, all of these become less with that far-sightedness that knowledge gives, that true knowledge gives, Shrut. Not just that knowledge which just gives for the sake of it isn't known as Shrut. It's that knowledge which gives one that clarity because it's higher knowledge, and that's what we're talking about. So that sort of knowledge. Jäi-jarä-marana-soga-panäsanassa. kalläna-pukkha-lavisälasuhä vahassa. deva-dänava-narinda-gana-chchiassa. dhammassa sāramuvalabhakare pamayam. kalläna-pukkha-lavisälasuhä vahassa. the root cause of all happiness. Kalläna is happiness, and whether that's material or spiritual, because it creates a tradition of happiness and rising, because knowledge leads one to put a limit, and even if one might still have that sanskar, that habit of so many past lifetimes of more, of delusion, of committing a mistake, the force behind that becomes a lot less once that light of that pure knowledge of life comes in. One doesn't like committing sins, and if one still might sometimes fall into the mistakes, the force behind it becomes a lot less. It's lost its vigor, and it'll slowly get less and less and less. And the next line, Siddhe bho payo namo jinamaye nandi saya sanjame. If you were to create one light as the essence of all the teachings of all the enlightened beings, all the Tirthankaras, Jinmat, and that light is Shut, is that all this agams, this knowledge that's come to us, and I'm bowing down to that. And then Siddhe payo namo jiname nandi saya sanjame. That knowledge you'll see in the monks, the sadhus, Panch Mahavrata, following 5 great vows, that this knowledge means whatever the situation, whatever the temptations, whatever difficulties in life, whether the heat of the huge sun or heat of the sun, the real cold situation, wild animals, people trying to tempt them, all sorts of things. But that sanyam, that self-control that they have, powered by this knowledge, is so high, so great. And the same can be in our lives as well, that self-control through knowledge. It means no situation can destroy or perturb that person because of the light of knowledge. Siddhe bhopaya onamo jinamaye nandi saya sanjame devam nagasuvanna kinnaragana sabhuva bhavacciye logo jathapa ipthiyo jagaminam telukama chasuram dhammo vaddha usasa o vijaya o dhammuttaram vaddha suassa bhagavo karemi kausagam. And that deva-dänava-narinda, even the angels, the demons, humans, kings, all people respect that with the true knowledge. And the person with true knowledge will never become proud of their knowledge, because with correct true knowledge, humility will also be inbuilt. And finally, the last line talks about the different, so it shows, and the diagram I show it, shows the 5 different types of knowledge. So matignan, shrutgnan, otignan, manbaragnan, and gevagnan, or scriptural knowledge, procedural knowledge, clairvoyant knowledge. There's a knowledge of looking at mind particles, a higher knowledge, and absolute knowledge, gevagnan. So this is, in brief, the Pukkhara-Vara-Divaddhe Sutra. Let's listen to it and sing it. And we'll show a few more diagrams and pictures as we did at the beginning, also at the end. Okay? Good. Take care. One last thing, sorry. If I've made any mistakes in any of this, michami dukdam, and it's my mistake, not the mistake of the scriptures or the Shrutignan. And if I've said anything wrong, mispronounced anything, michami dukdam. Pukkhara-Vara-Divaddhe dhäyai-sande jambu-dive bharaheravaya-videhe dhammäi-gare namamsämi tama-timira-padala-viddham-sanassa sura-gana-narindamahiassa simädharassa vande papphodia-moha-jälassa jäi-jarä-marana-soga-panäsanassa kalläna-pukkha dhammäi-gare vahassa ko deva-dänava-narinda-gana-chchiassa dhammassa saramuvallabhakare pamayam siddhe bhopaya onamojinamaye nandisaya sanjame devam nagasuvanna kinnaragana sabhuva bhavacciye logo jathapa ithiyo jagaminam te lukkama chasuram dhammo vaddha usasa o vijaya o dhammuttaram vaddha u suassa bhagavo karemi kausagam Pukkhara-Vara-Divaddhe dhäyai-sande jambu-dive bharaheravaya-videhe dhammäi-gare namamsämi tama-timira-padala-viddham-sanassa sura-gana-narindamahiassa simädharassa vande papphodia-moha-jälassa jäi-jarä-marana-soga-panäsanassa kalläna-pukkha-lavisälasuhä vahassa ko deva-dänava-narinda-gana-chchiassa dhammassa saramuvallabhakare pamayam siddhe bhopaya onamojinamaye nandisaya sanjame devam nagasuvanna kinnaragana sabhuva bhavacciye logo jathapa ithiyo jagaminam te lukkama chasuram dhammo vaddha usasa o vijaya o dhammuttaram vaddha u suassa bhagavo karemi kausagam